Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Inghams and the rights and wrongs of what they do and setting them straight on one or two things. So please bear with me and we'll get into it in a second. Before I go on, could I please ask you to consider joining my channel? I have recently launched some new offers, and if you haven't already seen them, please go and check them out. It's from 99 pence, so it's a very good deal. Thank you so much, and on with the show. This thumbnail happened, and we'll ignore for a second that Jace's mouth is as wide as can be on the thumbnail. You know, they know what they're doing there. But if you look at the title, it's Insane Surprise, and that's it, right? So, admittedly, I missed this the first time I watched it, because it's not obvious, right? So Sarah and Chris, if you're listening, and I know you are, please, the ad sign needs to be in a viewable position, and at the end of your title is not viewable, because in this instance, as you can see, it's cut off, right? So it needs to be at the beginning, so it's obvious that it's an ad. Anyway, so as you can see, the full title is ad, right at the end, sneakily putting that in there. And then in the description it says ad, this video contains an advert for our twat and me, baby shit and me crap, right? So we go to their video. Within their video they have this segment of baby and me products, and
also these are not professional pictures, obviously, you'll be able to tell. They're just what my supplier sent me as like samples, just to show me what they'd look like. So check these out. So this is one of them. Oh my gosh, these are preppy, and
displaying them and advertising them as they always do, right? They've done it for the last 2 or 3 years non-stop. They've never placed a hashtag ad on it. They've never declared it as an ad. They don't think they have to declare it as an ad, and they never would, right? Now this is the nitty gritty, right? Why have they placed that as an ad? And I honestly don't know. There are rumours floating about that the ASA have been onto them to tell them to declare their ads, but this is the issue, right? They don't need to declare an ad on their baby and me products unless it's a separate company, which is not the Ingham Family Limited company. If it's their own products, their own things, they don't need to declare it. Actually is a thing, you know. If you're advertising your merch, for instance, you don't need to declare an ad, and this is essentially what they're doing, is advertising their merch. Sorry Sarah for calling it merch. This is what it is basically, isn't it? Right, so there's no way that they've been told to place an ad. So why are they placing an ad, and why are they declaring baby and me as an ad? No chance. Zero. I 100% do not believe they placed that ad, or they declared the ad for baby and me. However, what else happened within that video? The monster truck party. The monster truck party, where they took Jace to see the monster trucks. And this same monster truck party also are known for having gifted other influencers and other people, smaller influencers and everything. Media events companies have been gifting these events to smaller influencers. Sorry, Sarah, you are a small influencer these days. Anyway, is it entirely possible then that that ad was not directed at the baby and me, but it was in fact directed at the monster truck party? That's the theory anyway, Sarah. That is the theory. I mean, you're being very cagey about this whole thing. I mean, would you really have forgotten that you'd paid 150 quid or whatever it was for the tickets? Would you really have paid that amount of money, then just forgotten?
We've got something very exciting booked here, which is why we're here. We did forget about this, and Chris had made a big plan to go all the way up into the Highlands in Scotland, and then I remembered this thankfully right at the last minute.
Even when you realised that you had forgotten, apparently, and that you needed to come back to go and watch it, even then Chris was not desperate. He was more gutted about not being able to carry on his trip. If he'd paid that amount of money, would he really have been gutted about having to go back for this monster truck party? I'm going to say no.
We're about to leave this beautiful place and head on south, unfortunately back to England. I wish we didn't have to leave today. I want to go that way, on the far side, and up into the Trossachs National Park. Oh, but we have to go south today, so. Goodbye to Ben Lomond and Loch Lomond. Loch Lomond. I need to work on my Scottish accent so bad.
Chris, you're going to get a clip round the ear hole in a minute. You keep carrying on like that, you know, with your Scottish accents. We do not take to, I mean, you profess to love the country, and yet you're taking the piss, basically taking the piss. Anyway, back to the movie. Continue, everybody. Sorry for this rude interruption. Then there's the issue with Prinny. You allegedly, and in your words, and I really can't believe you said this, Sarah. Honestly, I can't. You ditched her. You got rid of her.
We had to make a massive detour. We're in Manchester, by the way. We had to make a big detour though because we wanted to take Prinny on our little trip with us this time up to Scotland. And obviously we've checked into a hotel, so we couldn't bring her here. So we had to get rid of Prinny, bless her. Only for one night. We are picking her back up tomorrow.
So you drove all the way down from Scotland down to Manchester, but you took a detour 1 hour out of your way to drop her at Jane and Steve's, and you expect that to be believable? I'm sorry, but it's not. I mean, it's like, just no, right? It's possible, obviously, but would you make that sort of effort to do something for your dog? That's not really in your DNA, is it? No.
Yeah, so we had to get rid of Prinny, bless her.
So I'm not quite sure what's happened here, except for it's more than likely that you left Prinny in the van whilst you were in the hotel that night.
Have you noticed that Chris is not sleeping in the same bed as Sarah? They must be getting a divorce.
I'll be sleeping in the van on the street.
No, you're not. There is actually... Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that later. We really wanted to bring Prinny on this trip, but there's something that we're doing at the end of this trip that makes it very difficult that she's with us. I think we've worked out a plan, but... Yeah,
I'll be sleeping in the van on the street.
I'm just putting that out there. Obviously, don't have any proof, but that's the theory. My theory. And another... See, Sarah and Chris, you're getting worse, right? You're getting worse, right? You know, at Christmas, when you got all these things gifted, that's right, Chris, Sarah, gifted. These were not declared, were they? Not declared ads. Now, if we have a look, and this is quite easy to prove, or not definitively prove, okay, but it is I'm 99% certain that these were gifted. Mila's recent main Christmas presents, in particular, you've got the piano.
And then finally this happy grand piano, which is kind of for Mila and Jace to share, because I'm pretty sure it's age 3. Probably say on the box. Oh yeah, it does say on the box. So it's age 3, but Mila will love standing at this, play music, and I did want to get her something musical, so I thought this was absolutely gorgeous. This did also come in white, and I was really undecided as to whether to get it in black or white, but
which was definitely gifted, and I'll show you why now, right? The piano was from a company called Harpy. I know, so that is how you pronounce it. It says on the Instagram. Okay, I don't get it either, but anyway, Harpy. And earlier we've already seen that Jace was gifted this, which appeared on Instagram. And if you look at the Harpy Instagram, they have similar pictures from similar influencers who also were gifted the same product or similar. They gift lots of products to influencers, lots and lots. And then the other thing that Mila was gifted, the ride on bike thing by Verbaday.
it's all good. This is a little wooden bike. It is so adorable because Mila can put her baby in the back. Oh my gosh, she's gonna absolutely love this.
And again, similarly, if you look, you can see that they gift shit tons of products to influencers. When I say influencers, these are ranging from 5 to 10,000 followers on Instagram. So Sarah, this is what you're competing with these days. But again, if they're gifting to that type of influencer, they wouldn't have a problem giving somebody with 1 million subs products, you know. So these are things that should have been declared, and they weren't declared, were they, Sarah? No. But what's it like to have a gifted Christmas? What's it like to not actually provide your own gifts to your own children? What's it like to have other people have to provide your own children with gifts at Christmas? Now, I'm not talking about those who are less fortunate, because obviously some children have to rely on the kindness of others. But is that what your kids are? Are your kids a charity case? Is that the comparison that you want to make with your kids? You have lots and lots of money, but you still have to rely on the kindness of others, the kindness of strangers, to gift your kids stuff at Christmas. Do you tell your kids that this is where they come from? Do you tell your kids that Santa was a bit not quite as well off this year, and you know, you had to beg to companies to get them the gifts? Do your kids even know that it's not you? When you say that you're sending things off to Santa, do you even acknowledge to your kids that it's these companies that are sending the stuff to Santa for you? Anyway, just a couple of things to think about. Please don't get too distressed about it, Sarah. It's always nice to be kept on your toes, you know. So anyway, thank you everybody for listening to my theories. They're not conspiracy theories, but they're based on very real possibilities. And please have a lovely day. Take care, it's cold out there. Wrap up warm if you're going out. And subscribe to the channel, because I'm here, as you know, almost every single day. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.